Sunlight breaking through the barn window, highlighting dust particles like fragments of unspoken truths. Voiceover Lou, quiet, vulnerable, Ty. I've held on to my own fears, thinking they were shields. I told myself I could handle the distance, that I could keep moving forward without addressing the cracks. But the cracks grew, and they started to hurt. I didn't know if you even cared enough to notice, or if I should care at all. The camera lingers on small, expressive gestures. Lou letting her hand fall slowly from the horse, a small act of surrender. Ty tilting his head, eyes narrowing in thought, his lips pressed tightly as he searches for the right words. Nudging the ground between them, almost like a bridge. A subtle reminder that life and love moves forward, even when hearts are fragile. Voiceover Ty, whispering emotional. I've made mistakes. I've let pride get in the way. Let fear keep me silent. But I've always cared. Maybe more than I realized, maybe more than I could show. Every distance between us, every moment we drifted, I felt it. And it hurt, more than I ever wanted to admit. A soft montage plays. Memories flash across the screen. Ty and Lou. Laughing in the paddock, a shared glance over horses, small touches that meant more than words. Past arguments replayed through hands clenching, objects being dropped, bodies turning away. The barn, now quiet, as if holding its breath, allowing the weight of the truth to settle. Voiceover Lou, slower, almost hopeful. I see it now. The things I missed, the moments I misread, and I see you, Ty, standing here finally letting me in. It doesn't erase the past, but maybe. It's the first step toward something better, toward understanding, toward us. Ty takes a careful step closer, the camera focusing on the space between them. It's still a gap, but the tension has softened, replaced with the fragile possibility of healing. Light reflects off the barn walls, bathing the scene in warm, golden hues, a visual metaphor for clarity, truth, and hope. Voiceover Ty. It's quiet but determined. I can't promise it'll be easy. I can't promise there won't be more silence, more misunderstandings, but I can promise I'll try. I'll speak. I'll listen. I'll fight for us. Because you, Lou, are worth every step, every truth, every risk. The camera slowly zooms out, leaving Ty and Lou framed by the barn doorway. The horses around them calm and attentive, as if witnessing this delicate moment of revelation. The emotional truths have been spoken. Now the story waits to see if healing is possible. This section focuses on deep emotional honesty. Both characters' inner thoughts are revealed. Symbolic visuals. Horses, sunlight, dust, and hands highlight. Vulnerability and connection. Faceless storytelling. Tension, emotion, and healing conveyed without showing faces. The barn is bathed in late afternoon light, warm yet heavy with the weight of everything just revealed. Ty and Lou stand slightly apart, the tension softened, but far from gone. The silence now feels different, not empty, but expectant, as if the ranch itself is holding its breath, waiting for what comes next. Voiceoverty.com, but raw, said the words I should have said months ago. And she listened. That's something I can't take for granted. But even now, standing here, I know this isn't the end. Healing, understanding, it takes time. It takes more than one conversation. It takes trust. The camera captures subtle, faceless visuals that tell the story, Lou adjusting the horse's reins, then pausing to let her hand rest in the empty space between them, almost brushing Ty's arm. Dust motes swirling in the golden sunlight, drifting like fragile pieces of hope. Horses shifting calmly around them, nudging toward Ty and Lou, symbolizing the quiet presence of shared life, patience, and continuity. Voiceover Lou, quiet, reflective. I can feel the truth now, the honesty I've been waiting for. Doesn't erase the distance, the hurt, or the mistakes. But maybe, just maybe, it's enough to start rebuilding. One step at a time, one day at a time. Because what we have is worth fighting for, even if the road ahead isn't clear. steps a little closer, hesitant, almost measuring the space between them. He doesn't reach for her yet, respecting her pace, yet his presence is firm, a silent promise that he won't retreat. The camera pans slowly, showing their silhouettes against the barn door, framed by the golden light of the setting sun. A moment of connection without words. A delicate pause that carries the weight of everything they've just uncovered. Voiceover Ty. Determined, soft. I don't know what comes next. I don't know if we'll ever get back to the way things were. But I know one thing: I won't let fear or pride take this from us. Lou, we'll find our way. We have to, because some things are too important to give up. The barn door creaks as it swings slightly in the breeze, signaling change. A distant horse whinnies, breaking the stillness, reminding viewers that life moves forward, even when hearts are fragile. The camera lingers on the two of them, the unspoken question between them clear. Will they step fully toward each other, or will the past pull them apart again? Is voiceover closing, suspenseful? Some truths take courage to speak, and even more courage to face. Today we spoke ours, but the real test is what comes next. The scene fades to black, leaving the audience with anticipation, tension, and hope, a perfect cliffhanger for the next episode. This section focuses on faceless storytelling with emotional weight. Gestures, space, light, and symbolic movement convey connection and tension. Visual metaphors, dust, sunlight, horses, barn door, represent hope, patience, and possibility. Cliffhanger impact leaves viewers invested, questioning the outcome, eager for the next episode. The sun dips lower, casting long golden streaks across the ranch. The barn, once heavy with tension, now holds a quiet sense of possibility. I and Lou remain in the same space, close but not touching, each lost in thought, each processing the truths they've just shared. The world around them, the horses, the open fields, distant mountains feels alive yet still, mirroring the fragile balance of their emotions. Voiceover Ty. I. Introspective.com. Sometimes the hardest part isn't saying the truth. It's living with it afterward. Every word has weight. Every silence leaves a mark. Lou and I, we face the cracks in our relationship today, but the real journey begins now. How we move forward, how we rebuild trust. That's the story, yet to be written. Faceless visuals emphasize emotional depth. Lou running her hand along a fence post, tracing its rough texture as if seeking grounding. Ty standing nearby, hands resting lightly on a saddle, deep in thought, posture tense but open. Horse, stepping between them briefly. A gentle reminder that life and connection continue even after tension and struggle. Voiceover Lou, soft, reflective. Truth doesn't always fix everything. It doesn't erase mistakes or undo the past. But it gives us a choice to grow, to forgive, to try again. I can feel the possibility here. Fragile, but real. And maybe that's enough to keep going. The camera pans slowly over the ranch. The paddocks stretching into the horizon, the horses grazing quietly, the wind rustling the trees. These visuals mirror the audience's own sense of reflection, emphasizing that life, like relationships, moves forward step by step, day by day. Voiceover narrator, thoughtful, inviting audience engagement. Sometimes we face the truth, and it changes everything, or nothing at all. Ty and Lou have taken the first step, but what do you think? Can a bond strained by silence and misunderstanding be mended? Share your thoughts and let us know what you would do in their place. Scene lingers on a symbolic visual, a close-up of two hands just inches apart, silhouetted in the sunset. Neither moves yet, but the distance feels smaller than before, filled with possibility. The sound of a horse whinnying softly in the distance adds life to the quiet, emphasizing hope and continuity. The video transitions gently to the ending frame, encouraging the audience to reflect while anticipating the next chapter. Text overlay. Some truths take courage. Some hearts need time. Will Ty and Lou find their way back to each other? Comment below and be part of their story. This section focuses on emotional reflection, emphasizes the weight of the confrontation and the journey ahead. Faceless storytelling, body language, gestures, and symbolic visuals convey vulnerability and hope. Audience engagement invites viewers to reflect, comment, and interact with the story. The sun has begun its descent, painting the ranch in shades of orange and gold. Shadows stretch long across the paddocks, the quiet rhythm of the horses, movements echoing like a heartbeat across the open fields. Ty and Lou stand near the barn doorway. The distance between them reduced but still tangible, a reminder that healing is a journey, not a single moment. Voiceover Ty, soft, reflective. Today, we faced the truth. We spoke the words we'd been holding back, and for the first time in a long while, I feel like maybe we can move forward, step by step, moment by moment. Nothing is certain, and nothing is easy, but it feels real, and that's a start. Camera slowly pans around the barn. Lou's hand lingers on the doorframe. It's almost reaching for Ty. Ty's silhouette reflects in the soft sunlight streaming through the open door. His posture tense but open. Horses graze calmly in the background, their quiet presence underscoring the fragile calm that follows the storm. Voiceover Lou. Contemplative, quiet hope. The truth is never simple. It can hurt, it can confuse, but it can also heal. And maybe that's what matters most. Today, we've begun to rebuild what was broken. The rest. A dramatic cinematic scene of a man gently holding a woman's face. That intense emotional confrontation. Soft, warm lighting, shallow depth of field. Blurred FBI agents standing in the background. Tense atmosphere, realistic film, still high detail. 16:9 aspect ratio, on-screen text. Top left, Heartland 19, bottom center large, bold. What have I become? Below, in smaller text. Ty pleads with Lou for answers. The morning sun casts long shadows across the ranch, highlighting every ridge and fence post. Ty walks slowly toward the barn, boots crunching over the gravel. His jaw tightens with each step. Lou is bent over, brushing down a horse, her face calm but her shoulders stiff with tension. It's a scene that looks peaceful at first, but anyone who knows them can see the unspoken strain. Voiceover Ty's reflection. Lou and I, we've always had our differences. I've never been the best at showing my feelings, and she has her own way of holding back. Sometimes I wonder if she even trusts me anymore. We've shared so many good times, horses, ranch work, even quiet moments watching the sunset, but lately it feels like there's a wall between us. A wall made of misunderstandings, pride, and silence. And no matter how hard I try, I can't break through it. The video cuts to a slow montage of past moments, Ty and Lou laughing while feeding the horses. A heated argument in the barn, voices raised but faces turned away. Lou walking alone near the paddock, Ty watching from a distance, looking helpless. Voiceover continues. Some days I catch myself thinking about how we used to be closer, trusting, connected. But life has a way of testing us. And sometimes the hardest part isn't the fight itself. It's not knowing if the other person even wants to fight with you. Avoided this conversation for too long. Let pride and fear take the place of honesty. But I can't do that anymore. Not today. Cut back to Ty, now pausing at the edge of the barn, watching Lou finish brushing the horse. His fingers tighten around the brush he picked up absent-mindedly. The tension is visible in the air. The horses shift nervously under the weight of the unspoken words. Voiceover ominous, yet soft. Every moment I've let pass without talking to her has made this distance bigger. And I know, if I don't confront it now, I might lose her forever. Lou deserves the truth, even if it hurts. Especially if it hurts. The camera slowly zooms out, showing the two of them separated by space, yet bound by years of shared memories. The sound of a distant horse whinny underscores the emptiness between them, signaling that something has to give. Ty takes a deep breath, his expression hardening with resolve. This section establishes why the confrontation matters, introduces their emotional tension, visually sets the stage for a faceless video, while keeping it dramatic and relatable. Barn is quiet, the only sound the soft shuffle of hooves on hay. Ty leans against the doorway, hands buried deep in his pockets, his eyes following Lou as she works methodically with the horses. Each brushstroke she makes seems deliberate, controlled everything he's not right now. His chest tightens with a mix of guilt and frustration. He wants to speak, to bridge the gap, but something inside him holds him back. Voiceover ties inner thoughts. Tense and reflective. I keep telling myself I'll wait for the right moment, but maybe there isn't one. Maybe the moment doesn't come unless you make it. I'm scared that if I say what's on my mind, it'll push her further away instead of pulling her closer. And yet, I can't keep pretending everything's okay. Not with her, not with me. We've been dancing around this for too long, hiding behind work, horses, and stubbornness. It's exhausting, and I can feel it eating at us, at everything we've built together. The camera pans slowly too. Ty's hands tightly gripping a tack rope, knuckles white. He exhales slowly, almost trembling, but the resolve in his eyes grows stronger. The wind outside brushes against the barn walls, rattling the wooden, unintentional echo of the storm brewing inside him. Voiceover continues. I keep replaying the fights, the silences, the times I wanted to reach out, but stopped myself. Every word I didn't say feels heavier now. And the thing is, I don't just fear losing her. I fear losing what we once had, the connection that made all the hard days worth it. She's not just part of my life, she's part of me. And if I can't be honest, if I can't confront what's been buried between us, then maybe we lose everything. The visuals shift to subtle symbolic images. Ty's hand brushing over an old photograph of him and Lou laughing in the paddock, a horse nudging him gently, as if reminding him that the world keeps moving and so must he. Lou glancing over her shoulder briefly, unaware of the storm brewing in Ty's heart, voiceover more determined, quiet intensity. I've always been the type to keep my feelings locked away, thinking they'll protect me, but protecting myself has only built walls between us. I can't do it anymore. Today, I have to step forward. Today I have to face Lou and face myself. I have to tell her the truth, even if it scares me, even if it changes everything. Because living with silence, living with this distance, that's not living at all. Ty straightens, taking a measured step toward the barn's center. The camera lingers on his silhouette against the warm morning light streaming through the barn windows. There's hesitation. Yes, but there's also resolve. The moment he's been avoiding has arrived, and everything is about to change. This section dives deep into Ty's emotional conflict, shows his vulnerability and determination, and uses symbolic visuals that work perfectly for a faceless video. It builds suspense and prepares the audience for the confrontation with Lou. The barn is heavy with the smell of hay and horses, but an invisible tension hangs thicker than the morning mist outside. Ty steps closer, each footfall deliberate, echoing softly against the wooden floor. Lou is brushing down a horse, her back still to him. She senses his presence but doesn't turn immediately, her hands moving with practiced rhythm, betraying only a flicker of hesitation. Voiceover Ty, slow and careful. Lou, we need to talk. I can't keep pretending anymore. Can't ignore the distance, the silence, the things we've left unsaid. It's time. We owe ourselves the truth. Lou pauses mid-motion, still facing away, fingers tightening around the brush. Her shoulders tense and the horse shifts under her touch, sensing the sudden charge in the air. The camera cuts 2 close-ups of hands Ty unclenching his fists. Lou's fingers trembling slightly, a brush hovering uncertainly. Their words aren't needed yet. Silence speaks volumes. Voiceover continues Ty, quieter, almost a whisper. I know I've made mistakes, and I know I've hurt you, even if I didn't mean to. But holding it in, pretending it's okay, that's been worse than any fight. I can't do that anymore. A horse snorts, stepping between them as if nature itself is acknowledging the tension. Lou finally turns, her eyes meeting his not with anger, but with guarded curiosity. Her lips part, as though she wants to speak, but nothing comes out at first. The camera pans slowly over her profile, highlighting the vulnerability she rarely shows. voiceoverloseperspective.com, but raw. Ty, I've been waiting for you to say that. Waiting for you to actually see how far apart we've drifted. And it's not just about me. It's about us. Everything we've built. Everything we've risked. You can't fix this with just words. But maybe we can start. Right. Ty takes a deep breath, feeling the weight of every unspoken thought finally lifting. His eyes soften, a mixture of regret, hope, and determination shining through. He steps closer, stopping just short of Lou, leaving space yet bridging the gap that months of silence created. Voice over Ty, reflective, resolute. I can't promise it'll be easy, or that everything will go back to the way it was. I can promise this sigh won't let pride or fear stand in our way anymore. I want to fix this. I want us back. The camera captures subtle details. Lou's hand lowering the brush, almost reaching for Ty's arm. The horse shifting, nudging Lou gently. A quiet reminder that life moves forward, even when hearts are heavy. Dust motes floating in the sunlight, streaming through the barn windows, symbolizing the fragile, delicate moment between them. The barn feels suspended in time. Nothing has been fully resolved yet, but the confrontation long overdue's finally happening. The air hums with the possibility of change, the promise of truth, and the unspoken hope that maybe, just maybe, it can rebuild what was broken. This section focuses on visual tension, gestures, silence, subtle movements instead of faces. Emotional depth, both Ty and Lou's inner thoughts conveyed through voiceover. Symbolism. Horses, dust, light, and space emphasize the weight of the confrontation. The barn is quiet now, save for the soft sound of horses shifting in their stalls. Dust swirls in the sunlight streaming through the windows, dancing like memories. In the air, as Ty and Lou stand apart, yet the tension between them has shifted from anger to vulnerability. The confrontation has opened a door one that neither can close, even if they wanted to. Voice over Ty, reflective and raw. I never realized how much silence could hurt. Every word I left unsaid piled up between us, building walls. Couldn't climb. Now, I thought keeping my distance would protect us, protect me. But all it did was create a gap I didn't know how to cross. Cut to symbolic visuals. Ty's hand hovering over an old tack box, fingers brushing over letters he never sent. Lou's hand lingering on the horse's mane, gripping it tighter than necessary. A silent attempt to steady yourself.